Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby.
Hey ladies, welcome to the Stunning Sadie YouTube channel today. And there has been something heavy on my heart for the past few weeks. And I'm like, you know what? It's time I talk about it. Talk about what? I'm going to talk about the Temptress and the mother. Okay? So let me give some context for the Temptress and the mother, okay? So the mother is someone who, in most of her relationships, she's more like a mother figure. She's taking care of you. She's making sure you brush your teeth. She's making sure that the bills are paid, that she's making sure everything is all planned out, okay? So that gives you an idea of the mother. You're mothering others, okay? Now let's look at the other side of the coin where we have the Temptress. She's a selfish woman. She's thinking about herself. She is dressing very provocative. She's flirtatious. She's playful in a different way than the mother's playful. More like catch me if you can. Her game is hide and seek. The mother's maybe a game of tic-tac-toe, you know. It's more of a kiddie, childish game. And both women are celebrated and not celebrated in different ways. What happens with the dark side of the Temptress is that she attracts partners that are takers because she's a taker. When a partner sees a Temptress, their first instinct is to take from her. Take away her light, take away her body, take away whatever it is. Okay, so that will be the dark side. But the thing about her is because she's selfish, she's not allowing this person to, everything is more so transactional. So, okay, you want to take this from me, but I want to take this from you. So there, it's a balance of taking, lots of taking, not much giving. Now, the dark side of the mother figure is people don't view her as attractive. They don't see her as somebody that brings romance into their lives. They see her as a person with stability, a person that doesn't have really straight boundaries. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be spoiler alerts. For those that have seen The Summer I Turned Pretty, the main character is Belly. Her nickname is Belly. I believe her real name is Rebecca, but her nickname is Belly or Bells, depending on what brother is saying what, okay? So it just had its last season this year. In the last season with Belly, she goes to Paris. Okay, but let's fast forward to the first season. The first season, Bella is attracted to the older brother of her mother's friend. No, sorry, the older son of the mother's friend. Okay, the mother's best friend. And as you see her chasing. You see her looking at him as a wounded boy, even though he is in fact older than her. So we see Belle kind of in her motherly phase. So she's very trying to mother him. She's trying to coddle him and take care of him. And there'll be a lot of touches in the story where she is saying the mother does pass away. Again, I said there were going to be spoilers. His mother does pass away. And she sees it as her right to take care of the older son and the brother. So she goes into her mother mode. Let's fast forward. Belly goes to Paris. She dumps both of them. Both of them are dumped. And she decides, I'm going to live my life the way I want to. This is where Belly becomes a temptress. She creates boundaries. She has fun. She tries new things, new substances, new foods. And at first she wants to leave. But then she decides to stick it out. She decides to be selfish. She decides not to think about the brothers, and or she limits her time, her communication with the brothers that she was mothering in the beginning and second half of the second season. Okay, so while she becomes a temptress, you kind of see how like she's navigating it. Her style's different. She cuts her hair. She's now wearing red lipstick. She's even decided to stay in Paris once and sign the lease. So that's good. What is also dangerous about what Belly does is she becomes a person where she completely abandons the motherly image, the motherly essence that she does, which kind of makes me sad because even though she was always feeling a sense of duty to take care of the brothers, Belly was in fact still a amazing young woman, or bubbling into a young woman. She had an amazing personality. She dressed very nice, might I add, and she did have feminine energy about her that was really, again, the playfulness. So she did have really good energy. But once she went into Paris, she became like a temptress, and she decided that she was going to give up that old Belly. So she had her things and she just put it in the closet. Most of the time in the season, you do see when she goes back to the beach house, her cousins, as they call it, you will see that she will look at old like things from her previous life, and she would reminisce, and then she would just put it back away. So when the older brother comes back, Belly in return doesn't automatically act excited or happy to see him, because he is a part of her old identity, her old motherly figure identity, the figure where she was allowing him to walk all over her because his pain was more important than her pain. I mean, he just lost his mother, but this woman was also a motherly figure to her, like an extended mother. Even though it was not the same, she was hurting just as much. So when she was around him, she neglected herself. And I feel like she was afraid that she was going to neglect herself again. And so what happens is after her birthday, they do have intercourse. And then she tells him, or tries to insinuate, that she doesn't love him. That's a thing with the temptress. Once you become a temptress and decides to abandon your old identity, what can happen is you can become cold and quite detached and hurt people, because hurt people hurt people. Okay. So he's like, okay, I'll leave. He goes, and she realizes, like, not everything about who I was before was not good. So she goes and she chases after him, and they end up together. She leaves Paris eventually, because in the end they show us Christmas photos with the credits going down. And you see her accepting her old identity, but also bringing the temptress with her. She's still showing him, this is how it's going to be. I'm not going to be that same Belly I was in the first and second half of the seasons. I'm a new person. Okay. I really do like how it navigates, because I'll say a story about me. When I was like Belly, and I'm sure many other women were, where we have that naivety and we want to save our partners and or the person we're in a relationship with, and we look at that and say, and then you see that they don't actually appreciate it. They're like, well, I didn't ask you to do this. I didn't ask you to help me find a job. I didn't ask you to apply for college for me. I didn't actually do any of this. And then you're looking at it like, he's absolutely right. He didn't ask me, or she didn't ask me to do any of these things. And I just decided in my head that this is what this person needs, you know? And so when I saw that I was doing that, and then something else happened, I decided, you know what? I'm done with this relationship and I'm going to be selfish. I went into bad gal, okay? I decided that I was going to be selfish. I was going to think about myself. I didn't care about anybody else. If somebody wanted to have a relationship with me, well, good luck catching me because I chuck up the deuces. Bye-bye. And then when there was an opportunity for me to be with somebody that was more suitable for me, for who I more so used to be, I left that person. It scared me half to death because in my mind, I'm selfish right now. I have my boundaries up. I have my stuff. That girl that was before, I will not be getting played. These things will not happen to me no more. I am done. That is it. But then something happened. That young woman, that young vulnerable woman, she started creeping up on me. And I was like, oh, there you are. She's like, did he deserve that? Are you going to allow somebody that had you change this whole thing, get everything away, throw everything away that was good about you, everything? And I realized something. I was like, if I want to be better, I need both of these women. I need the motherly figure where I give people grace and I love on people and I can be vulnerable. And I need the Temptress where I have strong boundaries and I don't neglect myself. Now, society might try to tell you that being a Temptress is bad, but everything needs to be a balance. Nobody wants to sleep with their own mother. At least I hope not. Okay, so you don't always want to be, and it's not also good for your nervous system to constantly be a motherly figure for a grown human being. Okay, imagine you constantly taking care of somebody else while you also have to take care of yourself. Then you're wondering why you're constantly exhausted. It's because you're taking on two people. So you don't overly want to help, but you also want to be a place for somebody to cry on. With the Temptress, you want to still ooze sexuality. You still want to be somebody that's like attractive, someone who knows how to flirt, someone who knows how to laugh and smile and still have that hide and go seek kind of game, you know? I love seeing that too. Like, there's so many examples in film where if you've seen Vampire Diaries or haven't, more spoiler alerts, when we see Catherine and Elena. Now we know the same actress, she plays both of them. But with Catherine, she is more so in her Temptress energy. She is playing and toying and manipulating with people. But in the end, we know what her fate ended up being for those that watch. Those that don't, check it out. Elena, we see her, she's this high school student. She's so innocent. She thinks that she sees people more in one level. She doesn't really see them as more complex beings. And you can kind of see how a lot of the things that happen with her, she gets her naivety. Oh, I like to call it Disney brain. Her Disney brain is kind of like her brain. I don't really believe, anyway, her brain has not developed her frontal lobe. Or, she just doesn't see these signs. She sees one brother oh my God, so many brother references. And anyway, she sees Stefan as this holy than thou person, and she sees Damien as this horrible brother. And then later on in the season, we go into the past and we see that Stefan actually killed way more people than Damien. Listen, killing is still killing. It's a vampire story. You know, we know it's make believe, but yeah. And over the course of the other seasons, you kind of see that Elena starts falling in love with Damien. And I remember the last episode. Oh my God, it was so good. Fast forward, you want to hear it? Remember when we find out from the first episode in the last episode that Damien actually saw Elena first and he had her forget? And that's also the same episode where Stefan and Elena saw each other. So technically, Damon was always supposed to be with her, right? But yeah, I think I have been speaking a lot in relationship wise, but your motherly figure and your temptress is also for yourself. You know, how can you do things for yourself to bring out your temptress and bring out your motherly? Well, your motherly instincts for yourself, you can mother yourself in ways that you wish your parents mothered you or fathered you. You can speak life into yourself, take care of yourself properly, have a nice skincare routine, have great spa days, have daily mental check-ins with yourself. And for your temptress side, how can you feed that side? Read romance books. I got a few. I recommend Lovers Awaken, J.R. Ward. I have a lot of her books. It's really good. From the Black Dagger Brotherhood. So read some romance books, buy yourself flowers, take a nice bath, wear some matching lingerie for yourself. These are ways, nice perfume. These are ways to ignite your temptress side. Wear a V-cut top. I'm not saying go out naked, but I'm saying wear something, maybe a daring print. Okay. So your temptress side and your motherly energy is not for anyone else. Before it's for anyone else, it is for you first. I really hope you ladies enjoyed this. It's been on my heart and I just had to let it out. If you have any more questions, just put it down in the comments. I also have a podcast every other Tuesday and I really hope you guys enjoyed.